They say you running plays, that's ish talk. You say you getting paid, that's ish talk. You see me with my babe, that's ish talk. The money in that way, that's
What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of The Lord Show, Ish Talk TV, live from the DMV, doing how it's supposed to be. Hope you got some kush at the crib, some cat in the bed, and some cash in your pocket. What more can be said? Guys, I got all-female panel. Got comedian Roxette in the house, and also entertainment writer Amber Green Eyes. Welcome back, girly, and my moderator, the host with the most. She's a voice actress, Leslie Olabisi. What up, girl?
Who can't get her sound together. What kind of shit is that?
You're here.
But you're here now. And since y'all here, I want to get to dating in the DMV. We're talking about racism on U Street, and my alma mater, my high school, just arrested a pedophile. I want to get to that. My city.
That's crazy.
My city.
I saw that. That's insane.
But guys, hit the like button. It's free 99. Share our ish, please. Why yesterday someone in DC stole an ambulance stretcher, like a stretcher from an ambulance, like
Yo,
who is that? Rocks.
And how are we getting?
people.
And how are we getting this home? But
shopping
rolling
cart.
it.
What?
How are we getting this
Shopping
home? But
cart.
just rolling it down the sidewalk. That's the only way to get it home.
I know the EMTs came out like the EMS people. They came out like, what the? He probably smoked it all or sold it for something. Let's see. Also, we got. What'd you say?
I said he probably just wanted to take a nap.
Facts. That is a spare bed. That's the guest room.
Roll them down
I mean,
the
it's
hill.
better than sleeping on the ground. Maybe that's somebody's bed. That's actually not a bad idea.
That's actually not a bad idea, right?
Stretcher or 4 blankets folded up on the concrete. And then when somebody kicks you and makes you move, you can just roll it along.
Facts.
They got
Now I have a
blood
quarter
on it and
bed.
shit like that. But I like that.
No. You got to get it before they get in.
Before the gunshot victim
the
gets
bags from the front, that's when you take it out.
Damn. Imagine the ambulance pulls up to put you on the stretcher because you got shot and the stretcher missing. Like
they gotta lay you down on the truck. On
the truck bed like a savage. Feeling all the bumps.
Those damn people in DC. Roxy, that's your people. That's your
people. What do you
people.
mean it's my people?
You're in DC, right?
Oh. Yeah, but I'm not from DC. I'm not from DC. Not my people.
Okay. All right.
I guess maybe. I've been here for 3 years.
Does that make you?
Does that
make her?
I paid enough photo ticket enforcement shits.
No.
Yeah, you've been victimized.
You're a resident.
You've been victimized.
But that's not your people.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Can't claim it.
Did you guys hear about those all tree cops getting shot up in DC? Ain't that like what's
he
happening?
Went out like a warrior.
Yeah, like some movies, like some Scarface shit.
That's wild.
You sound going like that.
You don't really hear of that many police officers dying at one time. I mean, every time I've watched Law and Order or NCIS or
CSI Miami.
Wait, did they die or were they wounded?
It was an inside job.
I thought they were just wounded.
Yeah, I think they were wounded. Yeah,
I don't think they died.
Or shot.
Like, yeah.
I mean, if it's not a bank, every heist movie I've seen, like the only time Therese got shot, it was like the bank robbers are trying to come out of the thing, and it's
and there was a twist. There's a twist, inside man type.
It probably was a handgun.
Oh my god!
Maybe you are from DC because you're describing.
Yeah, it was more probably of like a poop 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 that a.
Why was the man in the lobby a more accurate shooter than the police?
Ooh.
Like, does MPD even have a firing range? Like, where do they even go to practice?
The same place they go to learn how to drive.
Yeah,
it's all one big obstacle course lot.
And if you die, you die.
I feel like MPD are like not real police. They're like,
you know what I saw the other day?
ooh, they feel like they come off like school security type to me.
The cops hit a guy on a bike. I'm like, oh my gosh.
A bike?
They are terrible. They are terrible drivers.
I'm like, and this is on what 14th Street, Columbia Heights, and he like went to do a U-turn and like the busiest chunk of it hit a guy on a bike. Guy's okay, but yes,
Thank
to
goodness.
your point.
Jesus Christ. What about the inauguration? Trump's coming in, y'all. They got the street closures and all the other shit. How do you guys feel about it? It's the
I
crazy.
don't feel
Wait.
it.
I'm sorry.
It's the inauguration.
The crazy's going to be in town, so everybody in the DMV area, stay your ass home.
Yeah, surely
This is not for us. Unless Leslie, you gonna show up there?
I don't go to rallies, but I do remember last time he was elected. I think I was living over by Barracks Row. So I was going out and I would see different people coming in. They were getting ready to come for the inauguration. And I mean, I don't find Trump supporters any more particularly wild or crazy or different than any other supporters. I think everybody has different points of view, but I mean, stupid is stupid is as stupid does, loud is loud does. Like,
I haven't seen
I
any.
don't
I haven't
think
seen
it's
any
gonna make a
Biden
difference.
supporters climbing some government statues and shit. But let me ask Amber and
Yes,
Roxy.
you did. When they took down all of them statues around the country,
Yeah,
you saw a
maybe
lot of
you got a
Biden
point.
supporters
All right,
taking down all them Confederate statues.
All right. So
You
what you
didn't see
guys?
nobody hitting up the MLK Memorial.
Oh, that's true. They better not. I'll march
I'm
for
just
that.
saying.
How do you guys? How do you guys
I'm
feel
just
about
saying.
How do you guys feel about There's a big march. The march on something women's march. But do you guys feel like
it's a blending. It's a women's
blending?
march, like racial injustice, like
Mm.
all that,
Uh,
reproductive rights.
so you
So
guys
they
feel
just get
like
all combined in together. Women's
I
rights,
mean, they
social
said that
justice.
they are, combining to show the Billionaire Boys Club that the power is in numbers, and these are the numbers. I don't know. I I've been very much on the team of like, we black women, or we women of color did our job, and I'm gonna sit this one out and mind my black business.
hmm,
I'm sorry,
I saw
respectfully.
I see that a lot.
Yeah, like
Rocks.
I'm not going into
I
the
agree.
city.
I agree.
I'm not marching.
Let's just see what happens now.
Y'all voted for
I'll
this
do what I gotta
trash.
do.
Enjoy.
You guys do what you gotta do.
That's an interesting perspective. I always wonder about the efficacy of marching, but
Mhm.
when people kind of feel like, okay, well, I did this and it didn't go my way, so I'm not going to do anything else. I think that we don't really have the grit that our ancestors, our grandparents or great grandparents had to stick to stuff when things don't go right. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, honestly, right now it doesn't matter how much we scream at the top of our
Mm.
lungs. People are voted into office. People have lifetime terms on the Supreme Court. All these little courts and things have been quietly stacked, and
but that's always
the
been the
cards
case,
are in
hasn't it?
play. So we
But
can,
hasn't that always been the case? Haven't we always had voted
and
elected
hasn't and
officials?
having things progress to what they are.
Very slowly, but yes.
So I'm only speaking to those who believe that marching and protest and all these things actually are effectual. For those
I
people
mean,
who
I
somehow,
think at one point in time they were, but the people that would have been a massive marching people before have been so vivisected and dissected from the original civil rights times until now. We're not the same mass of people that we used to be. We've been
that's what I'm
divided
saying. I think
further.
we're weaker. weaker,
Exactly. We
softer,
are much weaker.
weaker and
We've been
softer.
divided further throughout time. And now it's very hard to wake people up and tell them to come with you.
Right.
It's very hard to do that. People are very individual at this point in time.
And that's
But
where they
they
want
did
us.
say that we had a
I
grand
care about
awakening.
my
I also
eggs.
think I also think people have
Oh,
a
we got a
difficult
couple
time
minutes.
getting outside and like
Yeah.
actually gathering and getting together. Like people are protesting like online and posting things online, but
Do you think Corona impacted that?
Yes.
definitely for me,
But I also
doesn't feel the
feel
same
like
thing.
that was kind of, I think everything. I don't want to stand out as the wild conspiracy theorist, but I think that everything happened and continues to happen for a reason,
Right.
and
Like
I don't,
playing.
like I mean, it's make us isolated and docile before you make a big move. Like that
Mm,
sounds
mm,
pretty.
mm.
That sounds pretty.
Yeah, that is what
Let-
happens. Keep the distractions going.
Speaking of
And,
And
you may
distractions,
be
worried
more of
about
a
the
hold
wild
on.
wrong
conspiracy
shit. I
theorist than I
mean,
am. So I'm
Hold
here for
on. Hold
every
on. Let
theory
me.
you have.
We got to transition because you want to talk about
oh,
distractions because the Commanders
yeah.
they
925.
the
Okay.
Commanders they won, so that's keeping.
So
I didn't think they were going
so
to win,
everybody
but
is keeping everybody
yes,
docile.
yes, they would like make sure the Commanders are
Woo.
winning. But if it takes the
But they
Commanders
are.
winning, if it takes the Commanders winning to stop a DMV Commanders fan's girlfriend to be thrown up against the wall, I'm all for it.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
I
If
bet
it takes a
crime. I
what
bet
in the
domestic
world?
violence.
Domestic violence
I
because they were
domestic violence
losing.
is down in DC. I bet, and that's good.
All
That's good.
No.
violence, it's all violence except if you're a
A
cop.
lot less of the shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
You see the game is on. My team is losing.
But let's get to the DMV news, y'all. We got till like 9:35.
okay.
Let's get into the act of showing your ultimate love for someone, protecting them from danger. DC couple shot multiple times during carjacking.
Oh
Um,
shit.
Leslie, do you have the notes I
Oh,
sent you?
here's the new one. Okay, now I'm caught up. I got the old ones.
But I
Yes.
want to know, would your man actually do this for you? But go ahead, take it, take it.
Okay. Well, I love love. So it happened just after 8 p.m. in the Brightwood neighborhood. Who knows where Brightwood is? That's over there, up there where all of the diplomats and ambassadors live. The couple was sitting and talking in their car on Colorado Avenue Northwest
What the hell they
when they
doing over there? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, see, up there, you can allegedly, you can sit in your car and talk. You can walk through Rock Creek Park at night. You can take a stroll around the corner down a deep, dark alley. And the only thing you have to worry about are fox and possum. So, someone came up to them wearing a mask and demanded their vehicle.
Take
As
this
they
shit.
began to, Hmm?
I'd say take this shit. Like, end of story. Like, take it. I'm not fighting with you.
Absolutely.
As they began to drive off, the suspect fired a weapon at them. Both shot 5 times each. Damn. That's more than they shot the police. He shielded her with his body and bore the brunt of the bullets, now suffering a punctured lung. The victim's mother and stepmother said they are devastated by the shooting and disappointed in DC's laws when it comes to gun violence. They get locked up, they get let back out, they get locked up, they get let back out. DC needs to change the laws. They need to excuse me. We need to stop letting these individuals back out to terrorize our cities, our families, our friends, the stepmother
Oh.
said.
Oh.
What Okay, there's two things here. What do y'all think about the selflessness of the man and then gun violence?
I think it's
Um,
just classic of a man to just, make it about him. He knew he was gonna go out. Like he knew no matter what, he was gone with her. So he's like, might as well look
like I saved the day. Man, if you don't put the pedal to the fucking metal, if you're gonna drive out of this bitch, you drive out of this bitch. Throw this seat back and get me around the corner safely.
yeah,
God
where
damn it.
were your peripherals?
But like, what's happening? Shot 10
Listen.
times? 5 times each?
1, 2,
So
3,
did he?
4,
I'm
5,
wondering,
6,
did he
7,
actually
8.
end up with the car? Like, did he pull them out of the car? And
They drove off, but they end up crashing.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Like,
so then
if you know
what was
that you
the
don't
point
have
of
the
shooting?
skills,
What was the point of shooting them for?
just viciousness, just crazy anyway.
Well,
Out in
people
the
were
middle
just
of it, it's
feeling
cold
better.
outside. You got on a mask.
So what do y'all think about the fact that the guy drove off? Like, do you think that like under no circumstances should you try to get away? I mean, the engine's already. I mean, are there variables to play? Like, if the engine's running,
Yes, that's my point. That's my
what's the
point.
variables for you?
I have only, fortunately, in my life, for whatever reason, I've only been in the car with a dude that knows how to get away. Like, knows how to, like, any dude that I was dating knew, and I would happen to be in that type of situation, knew how to get away immediately. In fact, believe it or not, I was in that situation, and dude got away. Threw my seat back, dipped low around the corner. Now he had bulletproof windows. Clearly he was a
Who the
gangster.
hell?
Clearly he was a gangster.
I was gonna
He
ask you
was
how
ready
what
you
I'm
for
know that
saying
this.
to
somebody
you,
knows how to get away, but now I
but
know how
that's
you.
what I'm saying to you. If you know how to get away, if you do this, then fine, babe. I trust you. Do your thing. But if you are unsure about this situation, do not put my life on the line. Get out of the car
But you
nicely.
don't think that guy thought he was sure? I mean, he probably figured we're already in the car. The key, especially if you got one of them push to start things, you don't even have to turn and you just put it in drive. Skirt.
10 times.
And the
10
person had
times,
to
yeah.
tap on the window. They didn't even. They wasn't even
Those are
bold enough
50
to break
cent
that.
numbers. Those are 50 cent numbers. 10 times? I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep.
Roxy,
Take the whole car.
what you gonna do?
What do you mean?
Well,
What are the variables for you whether you think y'all should just hop out the car or try to pull off?
I'm not sitting in a car in DC. That's the thing.
there you go.
But
There you
pretend
go.
like you are. We got to go with the circumstances. And if you're over there in Colorado Avenue, trust me, you are.
You have your guard down. That's the thing. They
It's kind of
thought you were safe.
magical.
You're like, you got it, Poppy. You got it, Poppy. But I gotta. We have to
I'm
move.
like,
We don't want no
bro.
trouble. You do something. I do nothing. Okay.
Oh,
We have to go to U Street.
I'm pulling out.
All right, went to U Street.
U Street.
Real quick. I think that just when we slide in the whole, I feel like they take every shooting as an opportunity to use these common phrases, gun violence, and it's like just a sweeping statement where we kind of talk about it and then it disappears down the timeline. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Moving on to
Gun violence is wrong. Put the guns down. Put the pipes up.
So U Street racism. Well, let's see. A teen gets probation in attack on gay man at 14th and U McDonald's. Has anybody ever been to that 14th and U McDonald's?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we all have.
Yeah.
Yes.
I almost got into a fight there too.
Yes.
So based on,
I was out there a couple months ago.
Okay, so before I even read the story, I wanted to get a temperature check because we already know that McDonald's is some bullshit.
Yes, it
Before
is.
we even know who's in there,
It's not worth the big
it's
flurry.
on some
It's a hot spot.
All right, so let's see what the people had to say.
There are
A
many
DC
other places.
Superior Court judge on January 10th, that was what, Friday, sentenced a 16-year-old boy, not male, that's a boy, to a year of probation after he pleaded guilty to a single charge of simple assault related to the October 27th incident in which police say as many as 15 people attacked a gay man at the DC McDonald's restaurant at 14th and U Street Northwest. And some of the attackers shouting anti-gay slurs. Okay, well, I guess there's no dispute. That's what it was. The victim in the case, Sebastian Thomas Robles. Lascaro, 22 years old, told the police and the Washington Blade through a statement from his husband, Stuart West, that the attack began inside the McDonald's around 1 a.m. when one of the attackers, a woman, criticized him for not saying "excuse me" when he walked past her inside the crowded restaurant.
Oh man.
That's me holding a thought. Lascaro was taken by ambulance to Howard University Hospital, where I was born, where he was treated and released the next day, recovering from multiple bruises and cuts on his face, head, and body, his husband said. Police listed the incident as a suspected hate crime. The story reports that through an arrangement with prosecutors, the juvenile pleaded guilty to a single count of simple assault. The juvenile repeatedly apologized to Lascaro, who was watching the hearing through a video hookup. Prosecutors said they agreed to a sentence of 1 year's probation because the juvenile had no prior arrest. At the request of prosecutors, Judge Charles Willoughby Jr. agreed to include in the sentencing that the juvenile be placed on GPS monitoring and be ordered to attend school regularly and take random drug and alcohol tests as needed. Does the punishment fit the crime?
So I honestly feel like he has escaped something that could have been really bad by the skin of his teeth. If they 15 people on one person, if they got wild, they could have killed that man, which means that he participated in a hate crime murder. 15 people on
Right.
one person.
That's true. Happened in my high school. What about you,
So
Roxette?
I agree. I feel like maybe the punishment could have been more severe. I don't know how that looks like, but what you're saying seems.
I mean, I think that he got a good lesson. And he's not going to lose, his innocence or anything like that.
Right.
But he got
No,
scared
right.
enough that he's not going to do no shit like that again.
What about you, Be More? Punishment fit the crime?
An ankle bracelet, and he's going to have to take drug and alcohol test. And
But
he got
because he said he was
Hold
so
on,
drunk.
hold on. Go ahead,
And he apologized, but I felt like that Sebastian dude got a welcome to the DMV moment. When you walk over somebody and you don't say, he could have said it in, excuse me, senor, but I'm okay. I'm saying that. No, you're not supposed to.
Yes.
You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do
Is
that.
it annoying when
Roxy,
someone brush it? Like, yeah, use your manners, like use your words type of shit. But to beat someone, what are you really mad about?
Here's the thing. Before we bring on our candidate, I just want y'all to just listen to some of these facts and these details in this story. Now, if I say, oh, this is how I see a racial attack. If I say, oh, that's a gay man, I don't like them, let me go beat on them, that is a hate crime. If I'm pissed at you for being what I consider to be a disrespectful human being, and then somebody says a racial slur, I don't equate that as the same thing because that's not where the motivation for the violence came from. And then if he was beat up by 15 people, he was out the hospital the next day with no broken bones, no severe.
he was bruised up.
I see bruises and cuts. That's another thing. And then also, why does a 16-year-old have to now be tested for drugs and alcohol on a regular basis? So I think that, yes, he should be punished, but I also think that we are too quick to put teenagers, young people in the criminal system and on the books. That's all.
Okay.
So
last word, Amber.
Last word. The reason why I felt like he needs to be tested on a regular basis now is because he's a young man and he admitted in court that he was drunk out of his mind and he didn't know what he was doing.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, more rehab, something more long term to hold him accountable, not just like, oh, a year, you get this, you have to do it. Yeah, that's inconvenient.
Yeah, they should include something that benefits him to make him a better person, rehabilitation or some type of, Alcoholics Anonymous, something.
That sounds like
no alcohol, no AA, no drug and alcohol.
I feel like that's
if you
going
really want to rehab is
pipeline,
really
prison, whatever that means. But
yeah,
ladies, thank you for the show. I wanted to talk about dating, but it's all good. But hopefully you guys can come back next time, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
sounds good.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Roxy, Rockette, and Flames. Can you tell the people where they can reach you at?
Wait, what?
Flamettes. Tell the people where they can reach you, or if you have any upcoming.
Okay. So my name is Roxette. Numero uno, numero
Looking
dos.
Yes.
looking fine with the nice new do. But go ahead.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
I'm at Roxette_C on Instagram. So ROCKSET_C on
Mm.
Instagram.
Wait, ROC
Like Roxette
_S_C Rock
C.
C. I like it. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Amber Green Eyes.
All right. So
Thanks.
I'm MISSGREENEYEZ on Instagram, Miss Green Eyes.
Mm. All right,
Miss
ladies. Thank you so much for this.
Green Eye. Nice to meet you
Love the
both.
chat. I'll see
Thank
y'all.
you.
Thank you
Have
for
a good
joining
night.
Ish Talk. Guys, welcome back to Ish Talk TV. We have a special interview with you guys. Director of County Stat and candidate for PG County District 5, Ryan Middleton's in the house. Welcome to Ish Talk, to talk your ish. Welcome, brother. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Hey.
Yay! Round of applause.
Yes. Can you tell the people how'd you get into the politics and your involvement with the Also Brooks campaign?
Certainly. So, again, my name is Ryan Middleton. I'm a candidate for the Prince George's County Council in District 5. Ish, Leslie, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you this evening. I got involved in public service really through my freshman year of college was when Barack Obama announced that he was going to run for president. So I got kind of swept up in everything that was happening there in 2007 and 2008. So, I attended Cornell University for undergrad. I went to law school at Michigan State University. I came back here, back home to Prince George's County. I wanted to get in public service. I worked in our court system to create second chances for returning citizens. I went to work in the United States Senate for U.S. Senator Ben Cardin. We were advocating for transformational economic development projects like the FBI headquarters coming to Prince George's County. And then through just various contacts, building your network, and just showing up and doing good work, I got an opportunity to join Angela Also Brooks during her administration as county executive. And I've worked in that office for the last 6 years, and we've been able to deliver really high quality results for Prince George's County residents. I myself have worked on issues ranging from securing nearly $50 million for in transportation infrastructure funds for Prince George's County and our metro stations and along our Blue Line corridor. During our COVID-19 pandemic, I helped lead our vaccine distribution, specifically addressing issues related to equity. In 4 months, we were able to cut our county's vaccine equity gap in half. And in addition to that, in 2020, I also managed our county's police reform work group. We were able to conduct a 6 to 8 month comprehensive review of all of our public safety institutions in an effort that yielded a more transparent and accountable public safety institution here in Prince George's County. So we've been able to do a lot of great work here. The work is never done. There's lots to do, as you can see, and I look forward to continuing to serve county residents on the Prince George's County Council.
Hey, I hear that. I hear that.
Can I ask? Okay, so you said the 50 million for transportation infrastructure for the metros. Exactly. What was this? Is from what period to what period?
So we were able to get two different raise grants. These are the first ever federal raise grants from the Federal Department of Transportation. One is going to multimodal infrastructure in the New Carrollton metro station, and the
So
other
does that mean the mixed use residential and commercial that has been added to New Carrollton?
No. So
Actual
it's not going to that. It's going to infrastructure related to building out the train hall there, increasing bike lanes, more crosswalks, so we can have that area be a lot more walkable, a lot more accessible to county residents. So that's just one part of it.
So the main thing is expanding the lobby, the station in
Correct.
New Carrollton.
Yes.
Okay, I think
Yes.
I heard
Just
about that.
making it way more accessible for everybody because our New Carrollton station really is going to be a transit hub for the region. We'll have the Purple Line being served there, MARC, Amtrak, Metro,
So the
Mm-hmm.
Purple
Greyhound,
Line is
all
coming
of it.
because I've been
Oh
hearing
yeah.
about the Purple Line, I think, since I was in PGCPS. It was a figment of our imagination,
The
but
Purple Line is being built right now. Now the price tag of the Purple Line has gone up quite a bit
Yeah.
in the intervening years. But
is
if
that
you
inflation?
it's 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 a lot of things, and inflation, supply chain issues, delays caused by our previous governor. But that's a conversation but for another day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Because
absolutely.
I am a WMATA user. I have been
There
my
you go.
entire life. So I
Good.
know all the stations. I know what all of them look like. I know what they all need. So I was listening for something key. And New Carrollton has the worst station for it to have a metro, an Amtrak going through there and a MARC going through there has like the worst lobby for that. So I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to the final results. And where
Yes.
does the purple line run again? What's that path supposed to be?
So the Purple Line is designed to run from New Carrollton along the Beltway into Montgomery County. So
Okay.
it's
Okay.
designed to link
Okay. Okay.
that
Okay.
air to
Yes,
link
because
that transit.
otherwise we have to go all the way in the city to switch to the
Correct.
red to get there. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So far, so good. What else you
Yes.
got? Be more. You want me to ask
You
the
want to make
next
sure
one?
that the new Carrollton station is good, right?
Let me tell you, that New Carrollton station for PG County is already the hub. It's the it's the non-driver hub
Oh,
of the metro system in
okay.
PG County for generations, for kids who are in teens who, if you miss the school bus and you got to catch the bus to the station, you're probably going to go to New Carrollton or Greenbelt. For people who are graduates from high school going to college, they might have jobs at the mall, you might be working at Pentagon City or somewhere else. New Carrollton station is that station, so it does matter. It's very important.
Okay. All right. We're talking about trying to ways for the county to get some revenue, right?
Mhm.
We had Walla Belgay. I'm not. That's
Blagay, Walla
Legay.
Okay.
Blagay.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had her on the
366.
show, and she was speaking how data centers will help bring some revenue into the county, but there's some cons with that. What other ways can the county generate some income? Some revenue.
Without adding speed cameras and red light cameras.
So adding revenue sources. Well, the first thing that we can do is make sure that we are attracting more businesses here to the county. Right now, and we're talking about my overall vision for the county. I'm going to get to that answer that question, but I answer it in a roundabout way. There is no better representation of my vision than what we saw last week with the delays in removing snow
Mm,
from county roads. So during that time, I spoke to many county residents, and all of them were rightfully upset because they were saying, and this is true, they pay some of the highest taxes in the state, and they don't feel like they see their money in action for them. Here's why. Our county's residential to commercial tax base ratio is 70 to 30. Our neighbors in the region have the reverse trend. So our DC, Montgomery County, Anne Arundel County, Howard County, Northern Virginia. They have the reverse trend. So that is why our taxes are so high and why we often feel like our dollars aren't going as far as they should.
mm,
Now, this past weekend, someone asked me what I would have done differently up with that. And my issue with the question is that it assumes that something could have been done last week in the moment.
yeah.
Our agency's response was baked in because our county doesn't have the revenue streams to keep up with the needs of our residents. And we're living in a very tight budget period right now. As county stat director, I'm in budget meetings every day. People think that the budget is only like a 3 to 4 month thing. We're dealing with the budget at least 9 months out of the year. So all of this stuff matters, and all of this stuff has to do with how we budget for our county. And we are literally asking our agency officials to do more with less. Looking at last week, this is what less looks like. And it's not as if our public works officials aren't capable of delivering real results for residents. They just need the resources to do so. And that's why I want to make sure that we are expanding our commercial tax base so we can attract businesses, we can be intentional about developing the county, and make sure that our neighbors rest assured that their tax dollars are being put to good use in all areas, ranging from, you name it, schools, roads, hospitals, and our overall economy. So that's exactly what we need to do here. We need to attract quality businesses here by making sure that we are doing everything that we can to create an environment where these businesses can thrive. Now, how do we do that? We need to make sure that we're streamlining processes here so it's not overly burdensome for someone to start a business. And we got to make sure that we are have effective zoning here in Prince George's County.
Yeah.
So you can have it's actually legally possible for you to open that kind of business here in the county. So these are the kinds of things that I want to bring. Data centers are certainly part of that. Obviously there are some people have some environmental concerns when it comes to data centers. I want to make sure that we're being holistic in everything that we do to develop the county.
I want to make sure that people, including myself, understand when you said the 70-30 split,
Yeah.
was that a residential versus a commercial
Yes.
split? So majority of the county's taxes are coming 70% from the residents and 30 from commercial. And if we had more commercials, then we would have more taxes.
Correct.
Oh,
No. Yes. So we had.
Right, more tax
I want to
revenue
make sure
for
we're
the
not saying
county.
that the residents will have more taxes.
Right,
We would
meaning
have
the
just more
county would have
general
more
tax
tax
revenue, more money
revenue,
to play with.
right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
For instance, I just want to give by way of example, Washington, D.C.'s Health and Human Services Department, their entire budget, just that one agency, their budget is equal to all of Prince George's County's
Wow.
budget.
Damn.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I could give you one example. I remember when Rashawn Baker was the county executive.
Mhm.
It was like the first time I ever think I called into C-SPAN radio or something. And they were talking about bringing the Tangier. I still don't know how to say that. Tanger outlets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tanger. Is there
Yeah.
an I in it?
I
Is
say
it
Tanger. I say Tanger. I say
I don't think
Tangeray.
there's an I. I think it's just
Okay,
Tanger.
then
I
it
think,
is
yeah, I think you got
Tanger.
it right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
Tanger outlets, and I think or was it the casino? It was the MGM. Sorry, I think it was the casino.
Mhm.
But still, even with whoever brought in the Tanger outlets, what I find is it's almost seems like it's purposeful. PG County continues to not solicit higher commercial quality brands to come and open. Like we have this big Landover Mall lot that's just sitting there,
Yeah.
and I'm waiting like, where are all of the developers to come together and redo do that space, like make it a Tyson's Corner, or instead of doing the Tanger outlets, that it should have just been a nice quality mall. Why do we have to always have throughout PG County, at least, and I think they do this in Virginia as well, these outdoor town centers, which are less safe? And so the price bracket, if Prince George's County has the highest income of Black individuals in the whole country, yet PG County continues to never provide high quality premier brands, corporations in it. We get Walmart and
Well, we're trying to get the FBI too, like you said.
That's true.
but that's not real money. Like I'm talking about the consumer dollars, the dollars, the consumer dollars that people go into Virginia and go into DC, into Center City in DC and Pentagon City. PG could have 3 times over have put these malls or these businesses, these corporations, to attract the same people, and we have better parking.
Well, I think there's a process to it, and this isn't something that's going to occur overnight. All of these things take time. It takes time to attract these kind of brands and businesses to the county. But in order for us to do these kinds of things, we have to make sure that we are creating the right environment to nurture these kinds of brands coming here to make it worth their while because these businesses and these corporations they see green and that is what they're going off of. So we need to make sure that it behooves them and they can understand and see the investment in Prince George's County to make it. So that means we have to streamline our permitting processes. It can't take, too much time for a business who wants to come here to be able to open their doors, because that's been the environment that we've operated in for quite a while.
Is
We're
that
working
something
on
that's
changing.
already in the works with the Maryland General Assembly? Because I I remember
Well,
attending
our permitting, I'm talking about county permitting here.
Ah,
That's
ah,
yeah. I'm not talking about the state level. I'm talking about the county level. So streamlining the
excuse me.
processes here.
Okay, got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
well,
Streamlining the processes here at the county level will go
Mhm.
very far because I hear from businesses all the time that the
Mhm.
one thing that they just want to be able to rely on is
Mhm.
consistency. They want to make sure that if they decide to invest here, that
Mhm.
the rules are going to be the same on Monday as they will be on Friday.
mm,
And so
So
is that not the case currently?
sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes regulations change at breakneck speed, either at the county or state level. We need to make sure that businesses can, because when you're making an investment, you want to know what your return on
yeah,
investment is going to be.
Yeah, and you want to know what
And
all the variables are that's
exactly,
involved in it,
exactly. And
right?
running a business is already a whole lot of moving parts to
yeah.
it. So entering a regulatory environment that's volatile is not going to behoove them to open a business there. So that's something that I'm sure everyone here can understand.
Well, I guess you just got to
We
make
just need to
sure
make sure.
that it's no more 24-hour tobacco shops on the blocks.
That's
Matter
right.
of
Yeah.
fact, those
uh,
are the only
Yeah.
people. Those
Yeah.
we can't, yeah, we can't, you can't streamline those.
Right. 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 Right.
But
Right.
we got a candidate for District 5, Ryan Milton, in the House on Ish Talk, with Trump coming in and what his thoughts on immigration and sanctuary cities. PG is one. Do you support the county shielding illegal immigrants from federal agents, ICE?
But certainly want to make sure that we're not having county law enforcement enforcing federal law. That is for the federal government to do. And in 2019, in the county executive's office, one of the first things that I was able to work on in Prince George's County, in the county executive's office, was designing a policy and crafting a policy to where we were restricting um, our county law enforcement officials from directly handing over any one with a certain immigration status to our federal officials. So I certainly support that and want to make sure that we
Why do
are
you support
creating an.
that?
Say again.
Why do you support that?
Because at the county level, we need to take care of the people who are here. As a county council member, I'm not going to be directly influencing or making immigration laws
Mm-hmm.
for Prince George's County.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure that the people who are here, the people who, regardless of their immigration status, these are people with families. These are people
Mm-hmm.
who often pay taxes
Mm-hmm.
and people who are contributing to the fabric of our society here.
Mm-hmm.
And they deserve to be able to live peacefully, especially if they're abiding by the law. They deserve to be able to live peacefully among us as neighbors. And we saw this during COVID. One of the top top affected zip codes in Prince George's County and in the state when it came to COVID, what were some of our immigrant communities here in Prince George's County, because for whatever reason they just didn't interface with county government services. A lot of them didn't even know, they wouldn't even know who their county executive or the county
Mm.
council member was. But what we had to do was go into those communities, knock doors, have vaccine mobile units stationed outside of apartment buildings, talk to clergy, talk to different faith leaders, and make sure and build trust among these communities so they knew that it was a matter of protecting them from a health scare. Because guess what? COVID-19 and whatever sickness, it didn't care about anybody's immigration status. all we needed to do was make sure that we were focused on protecting people. And that was my top concern. So when it comes to um,
What about so what would you say to your constituents who feel like immigration is, I'm sorry, I gotta give you some kind of, we can't just give you a lot of softballs.
Sure. Go ahead.
What do you say to your constituents that do care about immigration? Like, it sounds like you just rolled out a lot of county resources that are already stretched with this 70-30 split you're
Oh
telling
yeah,
me
that's a
about,
good point.
that
Yeah.
went to a bunch, not a bunch, but that went to individuals that are um
Newly arrived.
that are illegal immigrants. So they might say, well, as long as they're not breaking any laws, but you have some people, this is real talk, you have some people that say, well, they are breaking laws if they're not here legally. And then because they are not trying to be caught and go into and request services, that they're increasing the spread when there's an epidemic, and more resources have to be spent to kind of reach out and get them connected and work within the framework. What do you say to those constituents?
Well, number one, I certainly want to make sure that we make it clear that we do want to have a stable immigration system. We do want people to come over here in a legal manner. On the other end, though, we didn't ask people for their immigration status when we were delivering those resources. I couldn't tell you how many people were undocumented, or how many people were U.S. citizens, or how many people were documented immigrants. I couldn't tell you because quite frankly, when lives were on the line and it was a virus that was being spread through aerosols, through droplets, and just through human contact. Again, immigration status at that point in 2020 and 2021, that wasn't a concern for us. Our concern was making sure that people were protected. And that included people who were here regardless of their immigration status.
No, I'm saying, so that's happened in the past. So
Sure.
now, as you look back and you know where those resources went and what those statuses and the different zip codes. So now when you say that, not for the county, not for the county level to go out and find illegal immigrants, but when you said that the local departments don't pass on information to federal governments, that part right there, I guess, is the part where some of your constituents might want to know, well, why not? If you have evidence of what the impact is on high levels or whatever the levels of illegal immigration are for Prince George's County, especially if they're in your district.
Yeah.
Again, what we find is those kinds of policies. In fact, what they actually do is reduce trust, even among people who are here legally.
Okay.
And it reduces access, reduces those individuals' access to county government services because, quite frankly, they're afraid. They may be here legally, but they're afraid to even potentially put that status in jeopardy. What my focus is making sure that people feel safe here. My focus is making sure that people are able to contribute to the fabric of our diversity here in Prince George's County and not have to worry about, should I call the police? If there's a fire going on, should I call fire EMS? If I call fire EMS, is someone going to come here asking for my documentation?
And then it'll have a even more negative
Exactly.
effect when
Exactly. Exactly.
I just had to ask you.
No, I understand.
I'm a proud child of a legal immigrant. And your district actually is the district that I grew up in, Lanham and all of that. So but we have to ask.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that grew up in Peachy County for years, and they're seeing a lot of influx of low-skilled workers taking their jobs. I guess they would feel a certain type of way. But let's get to the rising.
You said you see a lot of. Say that again. You blacked out. Can you say you blacked out? Can you say that again?
I'm just pretty sure that there's a lot of people that actually talked to Ryan and gave him the same thoughts that that you're giving. So, can you hear me? I'm good. Oh, hello.
It's going in and out.
Oh, how about
Yeah,
now?
you're going in and out.
How about now?
Uh, good,
Should be
Okay.
good
good.
now. I
Well,
think
we
it's
I
got
good
think
now.
we got
I think
4 more minutes. I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
okay,
So let's
good.
get to this rising crime with youth. Every other type of crime is down in PG, but I would say PG is kind of known for the youth is wilding right now. So what would you do differently? What would you do to, you know, tell these youths go
What
stay
type
in
of
school?
what type of practices do you have within your power as representing District 5 and the
Sure.
PG Council to influence, because obviously we have to have add-ons instead of regulations or hand in hand. Like, we need to be able to provide something for you as well as
Me
you
personally, I think they should be locked up. I,
oh, you're not
give them
joking.
the Kamala Harris treatment. If the kid doesn't want to go to school, lock them up and lock the parents up. But Ryan, I'm pretty sure you grew up in the trenches and you were in a gang. You was gonna do something, but you changed your life and you got all these plaques against the wall. So what would you say to the youth, sir? Because this is crazy.
Well, I wasn't in any of those things, but to address the very real issue of lowering youth crime, parental involvement and addressing the root causes are
Mm,
critical to the issue. When I was a kid, I had martial arts, I had sports, I was a Boy Scout, I made it to Eagle Scout, and in high school I was also a theater arts kid. So I was a theater geek. Um, our kids and our parents should have something productive to do, outside when our children are outside of school. We need to expand access to our recreational facilities. I want our kids to I want there to be a wealth of options when it comes to recreation here in the county, and not just related to sports, because every kid's not going to be into sports, but also arts and sciences. I was able to be exposed to everything when I was a kid. I want to make sure that all of our
yeah.
kids and our parents are being exposed to nurturing environments. I want to make sure that we're investing in our libraries because our libraries offer so many programs that people don't even know about here in Prince George's County. Our county's summer youth enrichment program has been a major success in equipping kids with life skills in a professional environment. I want to make sure that we're
Mhm.
continuing that and doubling down on those kinds of
And
efforts.
I'm sorry, what's
Uh,
it called again?
the Summer Youth Enrichment Program, SYEP.
And is it free?
Yeah, yeah. And in fact,
They're
kids get
job. They're
paid.
like jobs. They get paid.
Yes, these are
Okay.
summer jobs. These are summer
Can I
jobs
make
that
a
are,
can I make a suggestion
sure,
as
sure.
a child of District 5? I grew up during summer when people couldn't afford to go to summer camp, and there was
Mhm.
no rec center in my neighborhood in Seabrook, right down the street from Seabrook Elementary. Thank you very much. We went to the schools, and there was a part of the Maryland Parks and Planning. All the schools had summer programs for free for the neighborhood, so that gave everybody a place to go. Over the
Yes.
years,
Mm,
it has decreased, and now all but vanished. And
Yeah.
while we always push for improve our recs, everybody's not going to get to the rec. We need to bring the programs back at the school and maintain that beacon school model, that wraparound school model year round. And the summer youth program, that was a great addition. My niece was able to participate in that.
Mhm.
And what was the last thing? Darn, I forgot. But yeah, definitely you need to revitalize that program. You don't have to come up necessarily with new solutions. Go back to some of those old things from the 80s and the 90s that really
oh,
worked before um, drugs came into neighborhoods that didn't have it before and were able to divide and change the behavior, because that had a lot to do with it. I can specifically speak to that with the Seabrook neighborhood. That neighborhood, and like others, went from being everybody knows everybody, sisters, brothers know each other. We all know each other. We all go to the school for during the summer, and on the weekends you have access to a basketball court. You have access to a field. It's not, at any time you want, to people pulling in at the park and buying drugs and random people walking around that weren't there before. Like I actually saw it. It was like an after school special. So definitely, I would say the number one thing you could do is bring back a strong summer program that is free for all the residents in, at least in your district. You can do it.
Okay.
I'll
Last
even
question.
volunteer if you get a.
There you go.
Me too. Last question. Do you support curfews?
Just in general?
Just in general. Like, would you implement, or will you support sort of a permanent curfew for teenagers? If the crime is at a certain rate, like, I don't know. What do you think? You just want to give them resources, but I feel like certain kids, you gotta give them a little on that.
Well, we certainly
Are the
have.
crimes happening at night at nighttime? Like, don't crimes happen
Well,
during the
it's
day
it's
as well?
it's carjackings, but yeah, but do you support curfews in general?
Generally speaking, yes. We certainly have to have boundaries and barriers to make sure that
My man,
our kids aren't where they're not supposed to be at certain times
my man.
of the day and night.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We saw the curfews worked
Yeah.
when the county applied some curfews in the last couple of years. So
There you go. There you go.
yes, I do. But I don't want curfews to be the solution, which is why I try to mention first things for our kids to do rather than
That's what I
focusing on
said,
things
right?
they can't do.
She good cop,
Yeah,
I'm bad
yeah.
cop. So no, tell the people where they can reach you at, brother, and and how to donate.
Oh,
Well,
certainly.
and tell us what's your next like event or public event that the people can
Yeah.
just show up to, because you want action, right?
Absolutely. So please, everything, the answer to all these questions, go to ryanmiddleton.com. RyanMiddleton.com. That's everything. You can get involved. You can donate. You can learn more about me. You can see pictures of me when I was in high school, and you see the theater geek version of me. All of that is available at ryanmiddleton.com. So
It's
please
a
feel free to
movement.
visit our website.
It's a
Do you have
movement.
something planned for Martin Luther King? That's usually, I think that's like the national day of service, isn't it?
Yes, so we will certainly we will I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do. I won't be at the National Mall. I hope that's not a surprise to anybody. But yeah, we will certainly be active in our community during that day.
Ryan, I appreciate you, sir. Welcome to Ish Talk. Have a good one. Thank you guys for watching. It's Ish Talk. Stay black.
That's Ish Talk. You say you getting paid, that's Ish Talk. You see me with my babe, that's Ish Talk.